Greetings, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We are here again for our day 76. Wow, time is really going by as I am tapping in and connecting with the Queen within, y'all. Doing this work as I have committed to myself before the day could get by. I wanted to come live and do this tarot card reading. So we are on Tuesday, March 17th. Like I said, day number 76 of going live on TikTok. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you are doing well. I am your host, Chantel Sierra Shakim, your holistic self-care practitioner and soul guide. And we're going to tap into these cards for today and just see what they have to say, okay? Ashe. So we're just asking for one card for the energy and essence of this reading as we welcome everyone into the room, into the space. Come on in, come on in. Welcome in. Thank you for showing up. I am your host, Chantel Sierra Shakim, coming in to tap into these two cards. Getting out of your head, the Nine of Swords, fears, doubts, and illusions, and coming to your senses. There is some change, y'all. The Six of Pentacles, as above, so below. This immediately is giving me the energy of where attention goes, where energy flows and attention goes. That's where your reality really follows, okay? So let's tap into this energy. Really, let's read from the book on these two cards real quick. The Nine of Swords says, Nine of Swords, welcome in, welcome in. We are tapping into the energy of today for this reading, and we are starting with the energy of the Nine of Swords. I see my fears as the illusions that they are. That's the energy we're going into, along with the Six of Pentacles. So first, seeing our fears as the illusions they are, and the Six of Pentacles, I say as above so below, but it says I show gratitude for my life through generosity and compassion. So how are we linking these? Seeing the illusions of fear as it is, just an illusion, and also showing gratitude for our life through generosity and compassion. What does that look like, right? What does that look like in action? For me, that looks like really facing our fears, going into those shadowy places and really showing compassion to ourselves. You know, first and foremost, showing compassion for the trials, the tribulations, showing compassion to people who come into your place, into your energy, and, you know, learning the lessons along the way. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to live out loud. Don't be afraid to do what you are being sent to do, even if you have to do it afraid. I am your host, Chantel Sierra Shakim, your holistic self-care coach and soul guide, coming in here just to tap into this universal energy. If you have questions, if you have comments, I'm going to use this day to just answer a few questions as we get into this Nine of Swords and Six of Pentacles energy. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have wanting to get some cards read, tap in with your question in the chat. We are tapping into Nine of Swords, give thanks, and the Six of Pentacles. Those are two contrasting energies. Nine of Swords saying we see things for what they really are. Illusions, right? Nine of Swords, I see my fears as the illusions that they are. That's what this is. I see my fear as the illusion that it is. We often begin to navigate from that place of fear and it puts us in a place of stagnation. We keep going through the same motions. Yeah, we got to do something different, y'all. We got to do something different to get different results. And this is saying, as above, so below. That's what I always say. Where attention goes, energy flows, okay? So Six of Pentacles says, again, one last again, I show gratitude. I show gratitude for my life through generosity and compassion. Are you showing up in a generous space? Are you showing up, shining your light in ways that you never thought you could? Are you being the woman you have been called to be? Are you doing the things you've been called to do? Are you allowing the energy of you show up unapologetically? Or are you getting stuck, getting stagnant? We're going to tap into the Soul's Journey card, and the Death card comes out. This is where we have to die and rebirth. I am learning that endings are merely new beginnings. This is an energy that I'm in right now, understanding how to navigate life from a space of endings. You know, but knowing that endings are not ends at all. It's just a new beginning. How many of y'all have struggled in that area of walking away from things that no longer serve, or making decisions that maybe others don't support, and you know without a doubt this is the way I gotta walk in it, even if my knees shake, right? Even if everything comes apart or together, you know, because the other day we talked about that, and the card that popped out was peace, you know, death and peace. Again, the contradictions, right? Or the continuity. Let's see. It says, I am a being of love, and I release all negativity. So as we release negativity, we can show compassion and gratitude for ourselves for showing up and being able to be the peacemaker, being able to be the one who can bring forth the love energy in spite of what it looks like. So yeah, come on in, come on in. We are about to dive on in to this energy of death and peace, fear and generosity. What y'all think about that? What is the ancestors saying about this energy? Oh, goodness gracious. The dualities continue to come in their non-duality. You got to be the lion and the lamb. Oh, my God. This is the hard space, right? The lion and the lamb. But don't the lion eat the lamb in some places? I don't know. But we got to come back to, what are we planting? What is it that you are doing with this energy? Are you staying in the place of death? Are you rising into the place of peace? What is it that you are truly experiencing in this new reality? Oh, they coming up again. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Moon card. That's that shadow energy. That's what we definitely have to tap into. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love, my friend. Again, getting out of our head. When blinded by the light, we can trust that we can still move toward it. As we travel into this new rites of passage, we're going to different places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need one more card to finish out this reading. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you all for coming in. If you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the follow, hit the card so that I can get my points in, y'all. These ones fell on the floor. So we got the Page of Pentacles followed by the Devil. So we got a lot of energy coming through on this reading. And we're going to just tap in and see what it has to say overall, okay? Woo! This is interesting. As I'm navigating different experiences in my life, I always take these readings to heart when they come through, knowing that it's not only a message for me, but it may be a message for you. So we have to be strong and courageous as we navigate these waters, right? These yin and yang energies. It don't look exactly like I want it to look. The illusions that they are fears. And we're still being called to show up and show out by showing compassion and generosity for the things that we want in the space of peace, while also experiencing death. That's interesting. You know, how many of us are truly at peace when we rest, okay? Or are we being tormented by our minds as we rest? Are we always looking for this devil energy to have made us do something, or didn't do something, or made us do something? I don't know. But let's just tap on into the book and see what it has to say. We're going to start at the bottom and move to the top. As I'm looking at this energy, it just looks like we are moving our energy from being the lion and the lamb, knowing when you have to be strong and also knowing when you can be soft. Understanding that you get to plant the seeds, and wherever it takes root is what you will get. Whatever seeds you're planting is what you'll get back in return. But you have to continue to do that work. Even if you feel like you're drowning, even if you feel like your seeds are not producing the fruit you desire, you have to continue on the journey. And even when you're blinded, you have to know, as this one says, this is just the illusions. I see my fears as the illusions they are. When blinded by when blinded, I choose to heal. And sometimes that means taking the ride, moving on to new things. But you have to make sure you're being planted on a right foundation. Give thanks, give thanks. I love the question. I will take a break right here, Miss Bloom, and answer your question. I'm tapping into the angel numbers, and it says, will I find love this year? Looking for love in all the wrong places. Girl, that's what I just heard. What kind of love you looking for? So this says opportunity, and then it says improving health. So maybe that's when I said looking for love in all the wrong places. How are you loving on you, sis? How are you treating your mind, body, and soul? Because that is the first opportunity for love, honey. Get in there. Yeah, yeah. But romantic love, it says there's something better out there. Again, they like, fall in love with you, honey. Fall in love with everything about you. I went on that journey last month, and ooh-wee, it started to change everything. Everybody I thought I was falling in love with also was not on that same vibration. So yeah, loving on yourself is the main thing that we can do in this year, and really getting clear about what type of love we want. You know, as we are tapping into this energy of seeing our fears as the illusions they are, and bringing those things from above to below in the spaces of peace and death and the devil. In the darkness, you can choose to heal everything. So when you feel like, you know, you're looking for love, show up in a space of love for yourself, especially in the beginning. Because we've come in and out of relationships. I don't know how you are or where you're finding yourself in your relationship. But girl, sometimes it's better to just get real clear about what you want before you call in anything. We're going to go into the secrets of the ancestors and see what they have to say about this love energy. But definitely the opportunity to love on yourself, take care of yourself, be in good health, mind, body, and soul. And then, girl, get clear about your boundaries. This is Grandma coming through. Grandma coming through to say, yeah, we always looking for something. But are we ready to hold the boundary to get it? Ooh, give thanks. So we always looking for something, but are we willing to hold the boundary to get it? That's what she said. But let's go into the book and see what it says. Oh my God, it says, I speak with clarity. So that's where I was saying, get clear about what you want. Get clear about what you desire in a spouse, in a love relationship. Understand that whatever it is that's out there, you want it to be in resonance with you. You want it to be your own. You want it to be something that will help you fortify your temple to grow, glow, and flow while you do the same for them as well. So, yeah, a lot of people ain't ready for these relationships they asking for because they really don't even know what it is they want clearly, you know. So this is where that shadow energy showed up as well. We have to begin to navigate our shadow and find those things that we've hidden so that we don't continue to attract those similarities in the universe, because of course this was the other card, as above so below. How you think and how you speak is where energy will flow. And sometimes we call in these relationships from our lowest vibration in a space to help us heal. And when they come through and it don't feel good, we want to try and run. Give thanks. But it's really for us to heal. So let's see what this ancestral medicine said, Mother of Air. It did say, I speak with clarity. But the ancestral medicine is, are you suppressing your emotions? We all have those hard-edged queens in our lineage. You don't want to get on their bad side. Where can you use wisdom in your life? Where can you use wisdom in your life? The shadow aspect of this is haters are going to hate. The pessimistic energy is thick and undeniable. That chill in the air is somebody being cold-blooded, bitter, and maybe even cruel. Words can be more hurtful than sticks and stones. Being mean and nasty is never called for. You are being overwhelmed by your emotions. So either you need to come into your emotions and know what you really want, or you need to not be so mean, and then you might attract what you want. Okay? We never know, but you got to balance it and know for sure. We give thanks. If anyone in the audience has any questions before I continue this reading, if you put them in periodically, I will tap in and read those tonight. I'm going to take a drink. My mouth is dry. Give thanks. So tonight was the end of my 7-day fast, y'all. I did it. I did it. And I actually made me a really good soup tonight to close out my fast, and it was so good. It was a Napa soup, kind of based on the Asian tradition or culture. Ooh, it was so good. And now I'm drinking some kombucha. The first thing that I've drank since off my fast that wasn't water. So, okay, let's dive into this 7-card pull. We got death, we got peace, we got get out of your mind, come to your senses, and show compassion and gratitude. That's the energy of the devil, okay? And the devil card says, in the darkness, I can heal everything. So that also is a major arcana card. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to read from the book just to be sure. Just because I want to make sure I'm giving it its full props, okay? So it does in fact say, in the darkness, I am free to heal everything. And this card comes right above on the layout, the shadow or the moon card. So we're going to read that one too, because those are corresponding energies. The moon and the devil, you know, it's a little yin and a little yang, but they are both major arcana cards. So number 18 is the moon. And it says, I am safe and I reach new levels of unconscious knowing as I surrender to the will of the universe. This is what we're doing, y'all. Every day we are being moved and, you know, ebbing and flowing through life. So how do you want to show up? You know, are you going to be moved by compassion and generosity, or are you going to be controlled by fear and worry and low vibrational things? This card pull is coming through to say you gotta get clear. Get clear about what you desire. And then stand in that foundation, right? This is the Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. What are you planting? What are you standing on? 10 toes down. Okay? And it says, I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead to meet my dreams. I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead to meet my dreams. And this one says you're going to take a boat. This is still moving on. This is the rites of passage. This is saying that you can. It is okay to die, which says I am learning that endings are new beginnings. It's okay to move on. It's okay to go into the next part of your journey. And sometimes it's the shadowy things that take you there. So you don't have to be afraid of it. You can just trust the process, right? Trust the process. And it says, I accept help as I easily cross this transition. I accept help as I easily cross this transition. I think this is pretty funny because the next card is this. When blinded, I can trust myself to move toward the brightest light. And look, that is the next card in this reading. All right. So we will go into this. I accept help as I easily cross this transition. And this card is next, coming from the bottom to the top. It says Two of Swords. So we went from the Six of Swords to the Two of Swords. And it says, when blinded by the unknown, I can trust myself to move toward the light. Ooh, and this is good because look at this light, y'all. This is the shadowy light. This is the moonlight. This is where all the things that are done in the dark come to the light. Ooh. These are all of our hidden fears, emotions, limiting beliefs, old stories. This is where we have to move beyond them, right? This, again, I already read that card, but I'm going to read it again just because we're keeping it in motion. And it says, I am safe and I reach new levels of unconscious knowing as I surrender to the will of the universe. The will of the universe is your will based on what have you planted. The universe will bring it forth. Are you planting the good seeds? Are you planting the things that bring you health, wealth, success, love, abundance, compassion, prosperity? All the good things that you desire. Are you planting those seeds and waiting for them to grow? Or have you been planting something more that you have to die to so that you can come into the newness? So the Seven of Pentacles says, this is what we're manifesting, y'all. We're manifesting based on what we're putting out. So it says, I give thanks for what I am about to harvest. I know that my life is headed in the right direction. I give thanks for that. I give thanks for what I'm about to harvest. I know my life is headed in the right direction. Do you know that your life is being headed in the right direction because you know the fruit and the seeds that you have planted? What's in your hand, which comes next? You know, what have you been planting? What are you expecting? Are you still being stuck? We got to shake it. We got to shake forth. We got to shake ourselves. Show them what we working with. All right? So it says, I plant my goals with intention and direct focus. I plant my goals with intention and direct focus. But it doesn't mean that it has to look exactly how you see it. You have to be open to the universal flow and how it allows it to be manifested as you go. And that takes strength. That takes compassion. Again, as it says, you have to begin to embrace the love, being peaceful, being what this one said, my generosity and compassion, as above, so below is what I call it. But you got to know where your energy and intention is flowing, okay? So the 8 is the strength card in the major arcana. And it says, I deliberately bring my compassion and strength forward, and I use them for the good. So how are you using your gifts, your talents, and your abilities for the good? For your good, first and foremost. And allowing that to overflow into the lives of others, right? If you can't show up for you first, you ain't going to have nothing to give to nobody else. That's a fact, Jack. So, hence my reason for showing up every day for my self-care, right? This is part of my self-care. This is part of my playing with life. And look, the devil came out, and then the deviant came out, which is the tarot card, which is the same. Chaos and destruction. It's all necessary, but that is from the secrets of the ancestors. So chaos and destruction, and at the bottom of the deck is balance and harmony. So we doing this duality thing today, y'all. We're going to tap into both of those cards, see what the ancestral medicine is, and then we're going to close out since no one had any questions except for the one. So we give thanks for that question, and we are going to complete this reading and call it a night. So the deviant says, are you ready? Are you ready for this next journey? Are you ready to move beyond the shadow? Are you ready to see the chaos and the destruction bring forth what you have planted? Because that's what's coming. So the ancestral medicine says, we all have monsters, abusers, and enslavers in our bloodline. You are not your past, and you are not your family. Gift yourself with a trauma healing therapist or coach for practice. Yeah. So it's time to get some help. I'm your girl. That's interesting. Let me read it again. We all have monsters, abusers, enslavers in our bloodline. You are not your past, and you are not your family. Gift yourself with a trauma healing therapist, coach, or practice. So how are you doing your shadow work? This is how you can move beyond this death as being the end to death being a new beginning. This is also where you can find that peace that surpasses all understanding as you embody being love and releasing the negativity. Okay? And then you will truly find this place of balance and harmony with the Father of Water. This is number 31. So we're going to go into that. And it says, I embrace my feelings and allow myself emotional harmony. We're going to ring that in. Emotional harmony is necessary for us to live our Best Life Now. And it's interesting that that should show up as the last card. I'm going to read the medicine for it, but I did want to talk about, balancing your will within the wheel, the practicality and the spirituality, finding your true identity, reversing the curses or reversing the generational patterns, finding who you truly are by self-regulating your emotions. That's what I do, and I'm so thankful that I have been able to do this with my clients, and I get to share it with you as we are tapping into this divine energy of balancing and truly finding your own soul sovereignty. This is work. It does take work, but if you have a coach, if you have a therapist, if you have a practice that helps you uncover and pull back the layers of those things that keep you stuck and stagnant and unable to process emotions, I'm your girl. But if you do the work, you can truly begin to see these new seeds bear fruit, and it will be the things you desire. So we'll get into the ancestral medicine for this card, Father of Water. So men can have emotions too, y'all. So don't get it twisted. Get in touch with your emotions. Sis, you want a man who is emotionally stable, who can express his emotions freely without getting caught up in his feelings by saying he don't have none. Okay, so okay, here we go. The ancestral medicine for the Father Water. It says, have you experienced positive and loving masculine energy? This is very different than the patriarchal energy. You are capable of balance and worthy of loving and being loved fully and completely. We want these emotionally ready men, okay? Please step up. Please step up. The next one is in the shadow. How does this show up? We're going to share it. It says, where is your empathy? Yes, you have been hurt, but having walls up is hurting you even more. Just because you turn a blind eye to your issues and problems doesn't mean they go away. This is where it becomes a tower and it all gets burnt down. But understand, death is what brings us to peace. Okay? So, until next time, I'm your soul guide, Chantel Sierra Shakim, coming on for my day 76, speaking out and fixing crowns in the process. Do not get caught up in the illusions of your fears, or see your fears as the illusions they are, and move that energy into what it is you truly hope for. Until next time, peace and love. Good night.